Yeah, I think I'll just kind of share a story a little bit. So we started doing this about 10 years ago and just started with a 4 unit. I posted kind of everything online and ended up getting some other investors that want to jump on board, and we bought 350 storage units. We bought an 88 unit apartment building. Made some mistakes along the way, but it taught us a lot, and I was transparent with everything, which just kind of, I think people enjoyed the transparency that I had. We had some success. Then those investors just kind of started sharing with people. I started sharing more online, kept sharing our story, and that's kind of just what it's led to today. So we've got about 200 LPs that invest along with us. There's 3 of us that are the general partners in most of the deals. Some of that structure at some of the deals are a little bit different. There's basically 4 entities that are kind of the different general partners. Only one of those entities is used in each deal or in each fund. And then saying that, we also have some properties too that are just straight up equity interests, just based on how much money we put in too. So we have a couple of those, 3 or 4 of those still. What we started doing when we started raising more money though from other investors, how we've set it up and how a majority of this is now set up, we've got what we call Spauldin Equity Fund. And so we have 8 of those LLCs now. Some of them just hold one property. There's others that hold like a portfolio from either one portfolio of properties from either one seller or multiple sellers, 2, 3 sellers that we just happen to close all at one time and just put it into the same fund. And so what we did on each of those funds is we've raised anywhere from $2 million up to $20 million. We do a preferred return to the LPs, and then you have your waterfalls and stuff like that. There's acquisition, disposition fees. So yeah, that's kind of how we're structured and set up. Our LPs, I wanted our LPs to be able to benefit from depreciation. So currently they get the benefits from depreciation of the properties as well. We've got a few properties that we've sold, and then we 1031 forwards. We have some 1031 deals that we're still holding. 1 to 3 deals, actually I think it's 2 or 3 deals we kind of did tenant in common, because we rolled some 1031 funds in and then brought other investors on board. So there's a tenant in common. There's some tenant in commons that we have. But we've not done anything with DST. But I have people all the time asking me, hey, I have 1031 funds. How can I get involved with you? And I just haven't had a solution for them yet because we haven't dove into that. How can you find off-market deals, and how would you structure seller financing? I think that this question came about because I've been talking a lot lately on my stories and in my content about how I think over the next 4 to 18 months, there's going to be opportunity again for seller financing. Seller financing is a great tool to pick up deals, especially for beginners. I've done numerous seller financing deals, but the last seller financing deal I did was about 6 years ago or so. Over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years, it's been impossible to do seller financing, because why would they do seller financing when there's all these buyers in the market with all this liquidity, all this money? They just haven't had to even think about entertaining it. So even throwing it out there to a seller over the last, from 2016-ish, 17-ish, until 2022, until now, they literally would probably laugh at you. Every single day, again, not every single day, but most of the days I try to get out for a walk. There's so many mornings I'm up at 4 or 5 a.m., 6 a.m., I'm starting early. Midday, my brain is like mush. So I feel like just by the time some people are getting turned on for the day or something, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, there's so many hours that I've already had in where I'm like, man, and I'm already feeling like I'm at the end of my day. So me being able to get out and go for a walk, or me being able to get out and go into my home gym or go get a workout in, it lets me think, it lets me reset, it lets my body feel better, my mind feel better. And honestly, your body is what is. So many people need to take better care of their body, take better care of their health. I think about the times I've been tested in life, in business, in sports, and whatever, and it's like, the better shape I'm in, the better I respond to all that stuff. The more endurance I have, the more strength I have, because I've pushed myself to go do these workouts, it's a mental exercise as well to be able to push through that stuff. So then when something else is going wrong in life or business or whatever, I'm able to persevere because I have the strength, I have the stamina, I have the mental mindset and fortitude to be able to push through. And that's something that so many people are missing, especially now, the way the world is now. And going through COVID, going through all these issues that some of these businesses are gonna be having. I know super skinny people who don't work out that are successful and financially well off. I know super fit people who are. I know super fit people who aren't. So I don't think it's a direct correlation, but man, I think it can help, because it's not always easy. And when it's not always easy, there are times that it's super, super hard. There are times that it's super, super hard. And that's when you need every
every single ounce of energy, every single ounce of strength. And so the person that obviously works out and pushes their mind and pushes, they're gonna be more fit to take that on. Getting your mind right, getting your body right, at least for me, it's been a huge reason of why we've been able to have a lot of success in other areas. This is my time to think. I get like, when I'm on my walk, when I'm sitting in the sauna, when I'm lifting weights, you know how many good ideas I've had come through at that point? I've had a lot of great ideas come through at that point. I might be having an issue at work that I can't figure out the solution. I hit the gym and I'm lifting weights for 10 minutes and it comes to my head right then and there. Or I go for a quick walk and I'll listen to a quick 5-10 minutes of news, and then I'll put someone else on that I need to listen to, or a podcast or whatever, and it stretches and grows your mind, right? You gotta find a way to grow yourself, push yourself, and I think that health is for sure one of them. I don't run, I'm not gonna lie, I don't run that often. I don't really like running. So I'm either lifting, depending on the week, 3 to 6 times a week, and then walks. There's days that I double it up too, so I'll lift and I get a walk in, but then walk probably 3 times, 4 times. So I try to mix it up. And sometimes I'll just take conference calls too. So like sometimes instead of sitting in the office, if it's nice out or something or whatever, I'll knock out, if I got 3 calls, usually I try to keep the calls to 10 or 15 minutes. I try not to have longer meetings than I need, but I bang out 3 phone calls or 3 meetings while I'm walking. And a lot of times I'm not doing as much talking on those meetings, I'm getting updates. So I just basically listen and walk, ask the questions that I need to ask, and then it's kind of 2 birds, 1 stone. All right, man. I attempted 75 hard. F you, Dennis. I was talking shit the whole time. F you, Dennis. I was like, I can do this for 150 days, not just 75. F you, Dennis. And then a couple things hit the fan, and I had to dive in at one of the properties that hit the fan to straighten some stuff out. And I looked up one day and I missed my second workout. So I think I made it like day 66 and then it was over. No excuses, no excuses. I did choose property over 75 hard at the end of the day. Kind of forgot about it, but it was a choice. I did choose. So there's not an excuse, but I did get more fit in those 65, 66, 67 days. I did become more mentally strong in those 64, 65, 66 days. But damn it, Dennis, came up short, brother. Came up short.